Hello, this is RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Mobile Weekly / Mobile Q&A, where we go over all latest news that happened during the week of mobile and answer your questions live. If you have a question you want to ask, just ask it in the comment section down below, and I will answer it before the end of the show. Sorry, still haven't got that super chat thing to come up properly. I am working on that, but hopefully we'll get it down the line. All right, now let's get to the news, which, granted, is pretty light this week. I will say I'm kind of disappointed how light it is, but we have what we have, so let's go ahead and check it out. All right. So first off is the rumor again that it's tradition. It just is. It has become the norm, I would say, in terms of every year. Is it the notes last year? That has always been the question. And again, rumor mills circling around that the S21 will have an S Pen and the Note 21 will be nothing. It will not exist. But wait, then we have a contradicting one that says, yes, the Note 21 will still come out, but the S21 will also come with an S Pen. I don't know. It's been, again, a rumor for a long time. It's apparently stems from an executive at Samsung that thinks that the Note should go away. Now that they have the Fold series, the Note should go away. The Note series should be put to bed, and that the S Pen should go to the S series. And the thing is that Samsung, which I love. I mean, I absolutely love the Fold 2 that I have. I really do. It definitely needs an S Pen. But here's the biggest thing today. I really have to say that they don't understand what has changed and what's not changed. I think this year was a troubling year for Samsung. Obviously, it was a troubling year for a lot of companies, but Samsung thought that 5G was going to be so big, so hyped, so much that went into it. And all that it was nothing really. 5G isn't here. No one cares about it. It isn't the driving seller that 4G LTE was. It's not that. And I don't think we're going to get that till it's really broad. Until it's at that level, we're not going to have excitement for it. Until it's, mid-band everywhere, till it's high-band everywhere. Low band really isn't the biggest thing, really. It's more stable connectivity, but it's still not the download speeds that wow us beyond I need to get off of LTE and go to 5G. So that's the big thing, and that is the big thing that's really hurt. Now, the biggest thing that Samsung did poorly this year, and they are going to be shown this so much because of the fact that once Samsung goes through this, it's going to hurt them. That they basically did think that they could upsell every phone this year because it had 5G. The S20 launch was a debacle. Going at $999, $1299, and $1499 was too much. It should have been $799, $999, and $1299. That would have been reasonable with the 5G increase in terms of price. But it wasn't, and they had a hard year because of it. With the Note, they tried to correct it a bit. The Note 20 Ultra was actually technically less than the S20 Ultra. And, the Note 20 was penny pinching at its finest from Samsung, trying to cut costs so they could still charge $1,000. But then the Samsung S20 FE came out. And that was amazing. The Fold 2, overpriced, maybe a little. I still think it could have been up to 500 less, if not 200 less. But the fact that it is so good despite its heavier price tag is important. the fact that the Samsung S20 FE is such a good phone for the price is important. So those things really stand out to me in terms of it. I mean, having phones at 599 is really going to be exciting for an end of the year kind of thing, especially this year when people needed cheaper phones. So I really don't know what the person was thinking at Samsung that thinks that the Note should go away, but they clearly don't understand what the series are. The S series is for everyone at an affordable flagship price, starting at $799. If you can make one at $599 next year, great, then do that. But $599, $799, $999 would be the perfect trio. Absolutely. You would sell those like crazy, and it would definitely outsell the S20. It would outsell the S10. The Note series is where you can charge more. People are willing to pay $1,200, $1,300, $1,400 for a Note if it's the best of the best. If you put that 5,000 milliamp battery, maybe 5,200 by next year, put a graphene battery in there, put an under screen camera in there, do the most with that one, and people will pay for it because it is the true flagship. And then end it with the Fold 3 having an S Pen, and Samsung will have an amazing 2021. Let's see if they listen to any of that. Then we have the Pixel 5, which is coming out shortly. We will be getting our hands on at least either the 4A 5G or the Pixel 5. Let me know in the comment section, what are you more interested in between those two? You know, you have two different phones at these price ranges, and I'm really kind of curious, which one are you more interested in, $499 or $699? Let me know in the comment section down below which one is of more interest to you. But speaking of this phone, we got a schematic of the points of interest in the phone. And one of the main things was number 4 is actually a speaker underneath the display. So not a lot of phones have had this. Some phones have had it here and there, but I wouldn't say a mainstream flagship phone in the US has had it. So there are Chinese brands that have done it before, but this is just very interesting because I think this is the first more mainstream phone that will have it. I have had a not like relationship with it. So I'm very curious to see how it'll be this time around. But very curious to see how it will be having that underneath it. And yeah, I'm excited to see how the sound quality is in that phone. Honestly, I'm so excited for this phone. For me, it's going to be the perfect companion with the Fold 2. Because I will tell you, I am a bit like... The Fold 2 to me doesn't take as good photos as the Note 20. It might be because it doesn't have that natural bokeh effect that I absolutely loved on the Note 20. So I miss that. I really do. And having that gone, I'm kind of like, my Note 20 is great for everything but cameras. It's okay. Also perfect for selfies because I always use the little selfie mode trick you have on here. And it's awesome because you take every selfie with your rear camera, and it's just an awesome experience for sure with that. So this, though, the Pixel 5 to me is going to be the perfect companion for the Fold 2, because then I'm going to have the best camera pretty much with the Pixel 5, and then the best entertainment experience with the Fold 2. Now on the Fold 3, I would love to see a thicker design with a better camera, maybe that 108 megapixel by next year, and with an S Pen, and then they can put a bigger battery in it. Like I see no reason not to make it just a little bit thicker. I'm okay with it. Or again, they can also make it wider, of course. If they make it wider, so making it a little bit wider, change the aspect ratio inside, I think that will be great too. But it's definitely something I'm very curious to see if they're able to do it next year, to give us a bigger battery, better camera, and an S Pen. Now, apparently, there has been some talk of a new Exynos chip coming out that will rival the Snapdragon 875 Now, overseas, the Exynos is the main processor that comes on all of these Samsung devices, whereas in the US and in Korea, you do get the Snapdragon version. Snapdragon version is typically better, but will be a 5 nanometer processor. And it's really interesting because we've had two conflicting things. One being the Exynos 2100, and another was supposed to be the Exynos 1000. Basically, it's going to be the upgrade from the Exynos 990, so we'll have to wait and see. Apparently, the Exynos 2100 could be a little bit more of a rival to the Snapdragon 875. We'll have to wait and see how it goes. Mainly, I would say the Exynos is pretty good at most things except when it comes to gaming. That definitely leans more towards the Snapdragon version. So I'll have to wait and see how it goes. But yeah, it looks like the Snapdragon will probably keep on that route, but hopefully the Exynos will keep up with it overall. And then a sad day for Google Daydream VR owners. I think I literally gave mine away when I moved. Yeah, Google Daydream VR. It is officially dead. Not too surprising. Google never really supported it after launch, to be quite honest. And that definitely stuck, for sure. That definitely was just like a lot of people didn't appreciate that, and it was very upsetting. So yeah, it ran its course. It's interesting to see how VR is. I'm very curious to see where VR will go. Where will VR go? Will it get a second wave? I mean, the biggest thing is, of course, the Oculus Quest 2 that is coming out with it, and that is the biggest thing for it. And they're really trying to go standalone now. They're trying to go powered enough, but not necessarily the best of the best, so connecting to a computer anymore. So it's very curious to see how it will move along. I'm very curious to see how this will go. But is anyone interested in VR anymore? I mean, I did love the experience on a lot of things, but I don't know. I mean, the Kinect is gone too on the new Xbox. I don't know if Sony has confirmed if PlayStation VR will continue on the PS5 or if it will just die with the PS4. But that was one of the most supported ones, I would say. So yeah, VR is just, it seems to be going away for sure. Augmented reality will take over, but I'm kind of curious to see if the VR craze will ever come back as much as it was when we were having Gear VR and all these different cell phone companies making a VR set. I think AR will be a lot better off. All right, guys, now it's time to ask your questions in the comment section down below. Again, if you have anything you'd like to ask it in the comment section down below, and I will answer it before the end of the show. I will say, one of the things that I still love about VR, and I hope I'll always be able to play that on something, is I do have my wedding in VR. And that was such a cool experience. Like, I remember I visited coworkers because our wedding was pretty small. And I visited coworkers after, and I was like, do you want to see what our wedding was like? And they're like, sure, you got photos? I'm like, actually, I have a better thing. I have VR. So I would put the VR headset on. I put them in a chair because VR, I would always say, is better unless you have to move in a chair. If you're in a stationary position, it is best in a chair. So the fact that they could turn around and see me come down the aisle and all of that was such a cool thing to show people, and it was just so awesome. Not to mention that unfortunately I had two people filming video wise besides the 360, and the Gear 360 was the best one out of the three videos. So it really is something that wow, it's cool. Not to mention, I mean, it's a cool idea to record events like that. I think that's the best part of VR, is maybe to record, impactful moments that you can show people. Because how cool is it, like something historic, right? Like you can record a VR of, you know, of a satellite taking off or something like that. In monumental cases should be recorded in VR, and then people can see it later. Like I will definitely, like when my son, you know, is probably 10 or something like that, I will put him in the virtual reality and basically show him our wedding and he could see it all happen. That is cool. This was before he was born and he could feel how it was to be there. He could see people, you know, he could see, you know, my friend, you know, Uncle Richie and performing the ceremony, and Uncle Wayne performing the ceremony, and you know all of the groomsmen, all of you know the family there, and it's just it's really cool to be able to show. I mean, you know, God forbid if grandparents aren't around when he's 15 or 16, he'd go in there and see them. That's so cool. I think that's the really part that I really think is amazing for it. All right, now let's get to your guys' questions. Love your videos. How are you and the family? Good. It's been another hot weekend at home. As you still know, without the AC, got the fans going. Celebrated my son's birthday. He is officially 1 year old now. I don't think I posted any of the photos yet. I'll still post some of the photos. Went to my first social distance wedding. It was really cool. Kind of how it was adapted. And like we had our own mask, but they provided like these nice fancy masks too. So it was really cool in that aspect. But yeah, it was just a really cool experience overall for sure. What's up, everyone? Anybody having issues with the Galaxy Watches consistently disconnecting from their phones? I have a Gear S3 Frontier and a Note 10. No, I haven't. Maybe try resetting the watch. Back it up first. Samsung has a good backup for their watch, and then you can restore it later. But try resetting the watch and setting it up with the Note 10 fresh. Possibly it's having some issue with its current situation. Good evening. I was at Best Buy today. I'm thinking about getting the Tab S7 Plus. This is my first tablet. What do you think? And should I wait till the holiday? Well, so I don't know if this was connected, but someone did point out Prime Day is coming. That is something that I would at least wait for that. Prime Day is October 13th, I believe. Someone correct me if I'm wrong in the comments section. But that will have a lot of sales going on for sure. I will do a video the night of again, as I did in the years past, basically letting you know all the best deals for Prime Day as they come along and as they change up. I'll put all the links in the description, all the links all around. So all those, I'm going to help you get the best deals on that day like I always do. But I absolutely love the Tab S7 Plus. I use it every single workday now. What I do is I have my laptop as my work laptop now too. I decided to kind of stop having two laptops and just have one now that I have this one. So yes, the video is still coming on it. But that being said, this laptop is, you know, heavier and everything. So what I decided to do was every time I needed to go into a meeting, instead of bringing my entire laptop, I just bring this and I do everything off of Google Docs, Google Presentation, Zoom, which all work perfectly on here. Actually, I have a better camera than everyone else on here because everyone else uses their webcams on their computer, which this is way better than. So yeah, I absolutely have loved the experience. It fits everything I need to do on a work basis, but really I use this for multimedia more than anything else. So it's a great experience to do to watch videos on. I mean, it's the best screen out there. So yeah, it's awesome. I really do love it, and I highly recommend it for what it's for, but that depends on what you need it for too. My first Rigsby watch party on my Z Fold 2. Great experience. JRVs. So I'm so glad you got the phone, man. How do you like it? Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts on it. Hopefully you saw some of the setup videos for it. I know we still need to have the hidden features video. I forget if I recorded the how to make this one better yet. I need to do that tomorrow, if not. But yeah, lots of videos still coming out for these. Still have the 10 hidden features for the Note 20. Have our review coming out for this one this week, the Red Magic 5G. I will actually be also shipping this off to a friend of the channel's, Juan Carlos Bagnell. So if you haven't subscribed to his channel, Some Gadget Guy, he is going to get this device and he'll have his own take on it. So you can kind of see two different takes on that phone, but best hardware you can get for the price, period. So yeah, it really is just a lot of devices coming out for sure. The Pixel 5G, and yeah, the Pixel 4a 5G. It's just a lot of cool stuff coming out this year. The Fold is too new to give up the Note line so soon. I agree. And again, it's a lot more expensive too. Samsung's new boss for phone division is hurting the company. I agree. I still and always want a built-in S Pen. Definitely. Just a quick reminder. Oh yeah. I recently just purchased Samsung 45-watt charger. Works great on the Note 10 Plus and will work on the Tab S7 Plus. Yes, it will. I use it as my main charger, to be honest. This one. So I have two chargers here that I pretty much use to charge everything I have over here on this side. Samsung 45-watt charger when I want the absolute best charging possible, and then I have the Samsung 25-watt charger. I keep the white one out here just because that way I can distinguish the two very easily. So yeah, these are the two main chargers I use to charge pretty much everything. I have at work, I just bought a really cool 100-watt charger to charge like laptops and my tablet and phone at work and everything I need, right? So that's been a pretty cool experience as well. Let's see. When do you think Samsung will release a budget foldable phone? I mean, it was definitely rumored for 2021 that they will have a Fold Lite. But I think the Flip will get more and more affordable. I can see it going for 12, if not 11, next year. 1100. So I could definitely keep seeing it go down if they want it to, in terms of specs. You know, put it with not the best features, but just having that fold, I think will really get it. I think the Flip should become the more affordable foldable. But again, they were still talking about doing a Fold Lite in 2021, so still a possibility for next year. Let's see. I own the S20 Plus on Exynos, and it's miles away from the goof performance of the ST's 865. They try to make it up here with cases and perks and inside the box and more storage. Got it. So, I mean, a lot of people don't have complained about the Exynos. I haven't had an Exynos in about 2 or 3 years. I used to always get sent the Exynos version from Samsung, and then I would buy the Snapdragon version eventually myself. And I always saw them as pretty fair, but I know over the past 2 years, pretty much when I stopped getting the Exynos version, a lot of people started complaining about it. I have not had a negative experience. Again, that was the main thing, is the graphics were tended to be better on the Snapdragon, but other people have said mixed things about it. So I just go from what I've heard on that front since I don't have it myself. Oh, I remember Samsung stopped doing VR stuff too. I wonder what happened to mobile VR stuff. Yeah. Never was interested in VR. It was just kind of a gimmick to me. I used it a couple of times on my Note. Didn't like it. Never really used it again. Got it. Ricky, I didn't see your new laptop video reveal. I haven't done it yet. Did I miss it, or are you keeping us in suspense here? Kind of keeping it in suspense. It's really cool. It's very, a little, not gaudy, I would say, but very Linus Tech Tips in terms of the bottom of it is all RGB. So yeah, it's very cool. It's such a good performer though. I haven't had any issues with it. It rips through all my video editing. I only film at 1080p 60 frames per second. So it does, I think the longest of videos taken has maybe been like 4 minutes. It rips through it in terms of rendering. So I've been very, very happy with it. Yeah, just I'm so happy I did it. A little bit hurtful on the bank account. Still going to be paying all this kind of stuff off. I mean, as I've joking around, I've spent over 5,000 on the past few weeks on tech. So I'm kind of reeling it back in. I unfortunately didn't even get a car loan because of it, which kind of sucks. They're like, well, you've had recent debt. We can't, da 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 da. So we'll have to wait for my new car for next year. But I do plan on getting a full EV next year. So it will be something to look forward to in a video for sure. Let's see. What PC did you get? Yeah, so not going into it. Luca, you should actually know because, yeah. Yeah. I'd be okay if I get an AR Dragon Ball Scouter. Isn't that the dream? Don't all of us just want a Dragon Ball Z Scouter that also happens to do augmented reality? $1 billion idea there. $1 billion idea. Please review the S20 FE. Hey, Jonathan. I don't think I will be able to. I reached out to Samsung. If you want, we can do an old-fashioned thing where if you guys want to at them on Twitter and Facebook, my social is at YouTube Tech Guy, and at them and be like, hey, send the YouTube Tech Guy a Galaxy S20 FE so we can review it. It will be great. I am getting the Pixel 5. Google's already clarified that. So, yeah, I just don't... It really sucks. I don't know if I'll be able to get it. Like I said earlier, I can't spend more money on tech right now. I really wish I was one of the big YouTube channels that could afford every single piece of tech that comes out. But I do have to pick and choose. I probably won't even get an iPhone when it first comes out this year, as I normally do every year. And, yeah, so those are just unfortunately, I'm trying to ramp up my production. I'm trying to ramp up how many videos get put out per week. I have seen an increase in YouTube revenue after getting back into the grind more this month. So I will try to continue that. And if the funds are there, I totally will get an FE this year. But if not, hopefully you can understand. I think I will continue skipping numbers. So it's not S21, it's S30. I'm curious to see what it will be. I think they should go back to 1, 2, 3, but we'll see. It could just be S20, S30, S40. We'll have to wait and see what they come up with. Prime Day is October 13th. I'm trying to determine my next laptop. It's time. I have a PC now. I heard Apple is coming out with the new MacBook Pro soon, and it will be their new processor silicone. What do you think? I mean, if you're getting an Apple, I would definitely wait for their new silicon, definitely. But yeah, right now it's such a tricky time because of it. Not to mention, it's also something that so graphics is something that's very interesting with Apple because they typically don't have the best graphics processing unless you're talking about under Metal, which is their own kind of gaming style and all this kind of stuff. Thing is, most people don't support Metal. Most people are still OpenGL or I forget the other one. But yeah, it's just that's the main thing is that what kind of graphics performance they're going to have. Are they still going to have AMD? Is it possible they're going to have NVIDIA now that NVIDIA buys out ARM, which is the design that Apple gets its silicon processors from? So very interesting stuff to see what's going to happen with that. But I'm very curious if Apple will still have partnerships on better graphics cards than what they are providing. So very curious to see what that will be like. But I would definitely wait for Apple Silicon. Yes, there's no point in getting an Intel one in my opinion right now. Not if you want to have it for the next 4 to 5 years. Do you really think the Tab S7 is better than the iPad Pro? It depends on what you're using it for. For me, absolutely. I don't want to do the things that Apple does better. Apple has one major thing over the Samsung tablet, which is photo editing. It has Photoshop. That is one of the best things. In terms of apps, though, as much as people complain about Android tablets not being optimized, maybe it's just because they don't use split screen like I do. Because I use split screen, and yes, Instagram would look foolish on a full screen tablet because it's not made for it and it looks stupid. Absolutely. Completely agree with that. Here's the thing. With good luck, on my Galaxy tablet, it looks perfect on split screen. Like perfect. So it's just boom, boom, and then I have Instagram and Twitter, Facebook and Twitter, Instagram and Facebook. Like I have all these combinations, YouTube, and just like it's perfect. So it really is something that I think that it depends on how you are. I have yet to use Dex, by the way, on it too. I've yet to use Dex on it because I wanted to see how it was as a tablet without moving over to Dex. And so far, so good. But yeah, I've been very, very happy with it. And I, again, mainly see a tablet as opposed to a laptop as a multimedia device, as in I want to consume media. And this has a much better screen than the iPad Pro over wish it could. Once it has mini LED, it might be more a competitor, but we'll see if that happens this year finally. It's been supposed to happen for the last 2 years. Will it happen finally this year? We'll have to wait and see. Ming Chi Kuo has been wrong with that, despite everyone always saying he has a perfect record. He said that twice. How good is the magnetic charging cables? Could a manufacturer drop the charge port and just use a magnetic connector? Also have wireless charging, of course. Magnetic connectors are annoying, and I don't think people really want them. For the fact of, like, one, I've seen some support Qualcomm Quick Charge, but are any of them going to support 100-watt charge for a laptop? I haven't seen one. Could be, but I haven't seen it. But yeah, that's my main thing with those kind of connectors. It's like, how fast is this really going to go? Or am I just going to have a delayed version? So that's the biggest thing for me is like, I want the fastest charge possible on all my electronics. And with magnetic ones, I feel like, yeah, there's too many things, and you have to, have it on everything, right? Like you're going to have it on your charging case. You're going to have it on your phone. You're going to have it on your tablet. You're going to have it on your laptop. You have to have it on everything. So although I like the concept of a magnetic charger for, not being able to yank the cable, maybe a lot better for kids, I would say, for sure. I don't see them as the best thing ever for this side. Do you have both the Z Fold 2 and the Note 20 Ultra? You can put a side by side to see the difference. I still think the Fold 2 is narrower in the hand than the Note. Actually, in order to save money, I gave the Note 20 to my wife. I traded in the S20 Plus she had. So I do have it in the house, but no, I don't have them together working if it's a day-to-day basis. I will still do the Note 20 hidden features video, but that'll be the last video I do for the Note 20. In terms of the Note 20 overall, to me, it's yes, it's taller and it's wider, but it's overall the camera is just so good on it. That 108 megapixel gives you such a good natural bokeh effect. So like this is a natural bokeh effect, right? What I have right here, this lens is designed with a great depth of field that it blurs out everything in the background very naturally. Much better than a one when you do live focus on the phone or portrait mode on other phones. They're not as natural. And the live focus to me is useless on the Note 20 Ultra because just if you get this close to something, it will do the same thing that this shot is doing right now. It'll have a natural bokeh effect, which just is amazing to me. I love that look. But yeah, so yeah, that's kind of it. Let's see. Let's see. I was like, my mouse stopped working for a while. Hey Rick, so my friend is stressed out because she accidentally deleted over 17,000 pictures. Woo! In her iCloud. Can she recover all those pictures she took over years? Um, I don't know if iCloud is like Google Photos. So in Google Photos and definitely Google Drive, you have an option to have a trash can. If you have a trash can, then it is a possibility that you can undo it. If not, though, the best thing would be to go to an Apple store and see if they can restore it. But it's not a definite for sure. And call ahead because not all Apple stores are still open again. So again, you want to call before that happens. What games are you going to play on the test for the Fold? Do you know besides 51st Day questions, obviously? Well, thank you for that reminder. And yes, we still have our game that I created, 51st Day questions, that I always do a shameless plug for every week. If you haven't heard, 51st Date Questions is a great app that's just an awesome question to question for a first person that you're just meeting for the first time, or a person you've been with for over years and years and years and just want to have a good night with them and kind of gain some insight into what's going on with them right now. So yeah, really a lot of fun stuff, really a great game to play. I think it's a lot of things that's very interesting, and trust me, I've never had any person have a bad experience when playing it. So let me know what you think about it after you use it on a date, and let me know how the date went. 51st Date Questions is available on the Google Play Store as well as the Apple App Store. Links will be in the description down below. All right. And I don't know what game's going to be playing. I got, everyone wants me to play the two main first-person and third-person shooter games, right? So everyone wants me to play Fortnite and Call of Duty, which, yeah, I can play those two. I'll probably play Asphalt 9 because that's the driving game that always looks good. And yeah, so I'll play all those ones and kind of really test it out. Let's see. Is the Gear VR compatible with the S10? Ooh, I think it was with the S10 and not the Note 10, but I do not remember. I don't remember that, to be honest. It's been a while. I know it wasn't compatible with the 20 series. Samsung SFE, Pixel 5, iPhone 12, OnePlus 8T. Things are heating up in the $700 price range. Xiaomi flagship mid-rangers, who you think will dominate the competition? I think the main competition for Android, to be honest, I don't think the OnePlus is doing anything this year. I don't. Samsung FE and Pixel 5 are going to be the main two to beat for sure. I think they're just better competition than OnePlus has the ability to do. Namely because Samsung has the specs and it definitely has the brand name. Pixel 5 has the camera, and it probably might beat it in battery life. We'll have to wait and see. But the Pixel 4a was amazing on battery life. So very curious to see how it all goes down. But if I had to bet, it would be those two for Android. iPhone's going to sell for iPhone's sake, so they're still going to rock it. But the iPhone 12 mini will be the one in that price range, not the regular iPhone 12. Have you got an issue with the Fold 2 that when you watch YouTube on the front screen, you open it up to the main screen, the highest at 720? I found that you have to close the app and reopen it to get to 1080p. I have seen that. Or you can go all the way up to 1440p, mind you, depending on how the video is shot. But yeah, I have gotten that before. I didn't get it under those circumstances per se, but it's definitely something that I have noticed for sure. Has, in a way, your Fold 2 replaced any tablet you own, or what is the use case you give most of the time? Well, so tablets I have very rarely used at home, to be honest. So I don't use it that much. Obviously, for the free time I have at home. So tablets I really only use when I travel. That's my kind of main go-to. And then definitely when like I get free time to like watch a movie and I'm not at home. Because obviously if I'm watching a movie at home, I'll have it. I have a beautiful 49-inch monitor right here. I have a projector that goes on this wall right here, or I have a beautiful TV downstairs, QLED display. So I don't need it for that reason. But like when I take a plane trip, my laptop never leaves the bag because I am rocking whatever tablet I have. I can't wait, although it might be a full year from now, probably to be honest, to go on my next plane ride and watch this with some beautiful over-the-ear headphones and just have an amazing experience. I can't wait. I really can't. So that is the main part I use a tablet for. The Fold 2, I pretty much treat like I treated my phone as always. When I do things like I shave or something like that, I'll just have the there. I am a little bit more cautious because it's not water resistant. So, I do, most people listen to music in the shower. I would say I usually have a YouTube video go on that's more like a podcast, like I don't really need to see it. But I would always have that in the shower with me. I don't have this one there with me. So, when the Pixel 5 comes out, that'll probably be that mode. So, things like that, I would say I'm more worried, obviously, around water because it's not water resistant. But that's, I think, the main thing. I still watch videos, and I'll go over this in the review. But, when you have it like this, your video diagonally is 7 inches, which you think, okay, well, the Note is a 6.9-inch display, so it's pretty much the same then, right? Well, no, because the Note is a 18.5 or 19 by 9-inch display. So your video isn't that big, actually. It loses about an inch off of each side, so you're closer to about a 6-inch display on the Note 20. So for that reason, this is actually a pretty substantially bigger display when you're actually watching a video by a full inch or so compared to even the biggest Android phones. So that has been a really cool experience as well, understanding that and measuring and everything like that and testing out between the two. Let's see. Ricky, I'm getting the upgrade to the S20 Ultra or... Wait. I'm getting the upgrade to the S20 Ultra or the Note 20 Ultra. I can only get the Exynos variant. I would definitely get the Note 20 Ultra, to be quite honest, if it's affordable for you. The reason being is because the Note 20 Ultra fixed the camera issues that the S20 Ultra had. And I know Samsung's still pushing on software updates, but I just don't think it's going to be fixed without the laser focus that they added on the Note 20 Ultra. So I would definitely, if camera means anything to you, go with the Note 20 Ultra over the S20 Ultra. Will you be getting a PS5 or Xbox One? I am getting a PS5. Most people know I am definitely a PlayStation fan for sure. Again, for me, I have a gaming laptop that's better than the Xbox One X series. By the way, I think it's hilarious that Xbox stupid naming scheme got people to buy the Xbox One X on accident for pre-order day. I think that's hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. Because I've always said it was a stupid naming scheme and it confuses people. And what better way than people had accidentally like, yeah, I got my pre-order. Wait, this says Xbox One X. I want the Xbox Series X. Because why? Yeah, so I thought that was hilarious. But yeah, so my gaming computer is better than the Xbox One X. I have two terabytes of solid state drive. So yeah, I mean, if I want any Xbox exclusive, quote unquote, Xbox doesn't have exclusives. So I can play a game on my laptop better than an Xbox can. So yeah, that's why I would never get an Xbox. They don't have exclusives. Every exclusive they have will be on PC. So I have no reason to. But what I do have a reason to get is PS5 because they have true exclusives that you cannot play anywhere else except for the PlayStation. Are you going to be working on the 50-second date questions app? No, not yet. Again, still not affordable via. I mean, to create the first app costed a good amount of money, and with the new regulations that have happened with California and COPPA and all this kind of stuff, I would it would take some serious revamping to do it. So I don't see myself doing it soon, but I have not closed the door. I literally have all 50 next date questions ready. I have that app completely ready. But, or sorry, the questions completely ready. But I would have to create the app and get it made and all that kind of stuff. So that does take time. Your thoughts on all the Facebook apps getting combined? What Facebook apps getting combined? Sorry, I don't know which one. What's happened on that front? What thin but tough case do you recommend for the Note 20 Ultra? I currently have a UAG Plasma, but trouble getting the S Pen in and out. Doesn't sit level on any surface. No clear or wallets. Well, you said no clear. I was going to recommend the one that my wife has, which is the clear case with a kickstand that is really durable. I mean, it survives my son. And I have a screen protector put on it. So that one has been really good. Samsung has one. I don't know if I have it over there, but Samsung has a tough case. It's really good. It's not too bulky. And it's I would say roughly around the same size as the Plasma in terms of thickness. But obviously it's made by Samsung. It has a kickstand, and it's very easy to get out the S Pen when you want to. Amazon and Best Buy has the S20 FE for $600. Yeah. Is that the 5G version though? I think the regular one is $700, and the international non 5G one is $600. I could be wrong. Maybe they have some deals on it right now. I know like you could get it for free on certain carriers right now with opening deals. So definitely good. Does your new laptop start with an M? Maybe. Um, do you think a person who kills the battery on the Note 9 will be happy with the Pixel 5? That's very interesting. So, I haven't tested the Pixel 5 obviously yet, so I cannot tell you how the battery life was. I am very happy with the Pixel 4 A in terms of battery life. Like this little thing it was pretty solid for battery life. I was very happy with it in terms of the battery life that it gave me. So I will say that. But yeah, I was not as happy with the Pixel 4 XL. So I'm very curious to see how the 5 comes out, and we'll see when I get it. If the Note is gone, do you think the S Pen will ever come to the Fold 2, or will they wait for the... Do you mean the Fold as well? The Fold 2 will not work with an S Pen. It does not have a built-in digitizer. If it did, it would work with any S Pen that you currently have. But will it come to the Fold 3? Yes. And it's a possibility, again, what we start off at the top. The current rumor is right now that we're going to have an S21 with S Pen and a Note 21 both come out, which is even stupider. So I don't believe those rumors, even though that is the current landscape of rumors right now. I don't believe it because it's just too dumb to fathom. But it still could happen. Oh, Ricky, I'm jumping on the digital wallet bandwagon and want to know which one is safer, Samsung Pay or Google Pay. I answered this a couple weeks ago. Someone else had the same question. Samsung Pay is much more safe than Google Pay. The reason is it has a built-in security chip, so therefore your data goes nowhere except for inside the phone. It doesn't go anywhere in terms of your credit card information. And not to mention, a fun fact about Korean companies like Samsung, they are terrified of being sued. It's just a very phobic thing they have. So you better believe if anyone doesn't want to keep your information, it's Samsung. Two, Google Pay can't be as secure as Samsung because they do not have the ability to have the onboard chip since they have to work on every phone. Therefore, they cannot be as secure as Samsung because they can't have a hardware chip on every phone. What they do have is a software version of this, but that still means it goes up into a cloud server, gets shaped and encrypted, so it's a little bit more vulnerable. Plus, Samsung Pay you can pretty much use everywhere, whereas Google Pay you are still limited to NFC. So those are all the different things in terms of it. I absolutely love my Fold 2. The only issue I'm finding is a good case for it. Samsung's $80 case is way overpriced and too flimsy of a back. To be honest, I really, really love this case. I've had it since obviously it launched, and I've been very happy with it. I love the kickstand. I love the kickstand so much because other people post flex mode. I post Ricky mode. Like, I get full screen or nothing. I mean, you know, why flex when you can Ricky? I'm just saying. Why flex when you can Rigsby? I mean, these are all questions we ask. So yeah, no, I absolutely love this one. If you do want a bit better one though, in terms of more durability and a different kind of kickstand, the VRS one is a really good one. I went over all the best cases for it on our video, so make sure to check that video out. I literally go through the best Fold 2 cases you can get right now. And luckily, we started October, so some are less and less wait times now than they were when I did the video. How backward compatible will PlayStation 5 go? PlayStation 5 is only going to be backwards compatible to PS4. So that's it. I mean, you have PlayStation Now, which allows you to play older games. And of course, you have all digital versions that you can buy as well, too, for the PS Classics and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, I don't know. I've never seen the backwards compatibility as the biggest thing for me. I wish the PS4 could have played more PS3 stuff. I totally agree with that. Especially there was one game series. The name is hilarious, and it was a hilarious game to play with friends back in my college days. Death Spank on the PS3 was just a really fun series to play. It was just funny nonsense. They had like 3 games, and it was just fun. It was so fun. I don't know. That was just one game that I really wish I could have played on the future one. I'm hoping, like, of all games, I mean, they might have closed down I don't know who made it. But if that one would get like a remaster or re-release on the PS5, I would play from start to finish. It had a total of 3 games, and it was fun, stupid, and it had the guy who voiced the Tick in the cartoon as the voice, I believe, and it was just really funny. Facebook apps being combined, which means you can use Messenger on Instagram. I don't see a point to that. I don't really instant message that much, though. With Facebook, I don't really want to use it as an instant messenger. So I guess, I don't know why you need it, but I guess whatever. S Pen will be phased out in 20. Hey, Mullet Baby! Haven't seen you for a while. Hey, Mullet Baby is here. He is our resident tipster when it comes to stuff that Samsung has on the inside. So, S Pen will be phased out in 2022 for a new technology. What? You heard it here first, guys. That is very interesting. So it's like going to be a new kind of S Pen? It's going to be a new stylus? What? I don't get it. They tested new gesture technology that will replace the S Pen, but it's not mature enough. 2022. You have my attention. It's going to replace the S Pen, but it's like a gesture kind. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't. What would change in terms of that? Yeah. Um, I certainly hope it gets cooler up there. The weather is going from cold to warm sometimes, and runny nose. Got it. Would you recommend getting the P40 Pro and manually installing Google Apps, or is that risky? It's risky because it doesn't always work. Um, that's the biggest risk to it, to be honest. It's really, it doesn't always work, and yeah, for me, I don't care for Huawei enough to be that interested in it, especially because you're paying the same kind of prices. I think Huawei is crazy for not discounting their phones more without all of the Google apps, but they still want to try to compete with the big boys. So yeah, it's very interesting. Why flex when you can risk be hashtag. I still feel like 007 when I play with Samsung Pay. When you tell me it won't work, and people in the back usually have Apple phones, and they tell me why their phone can't do that. Yeah, I've gotten that so many times. It's awesome. Do you work in IT for your day job? No, I have before. I've been in IT at a real estate, commercial real estate place in my past. But no, I'm in marketing, social media manager right now. I was in sales before. I was a district sales manager in other different companies before that. So yeah, I've been around the block. Death Bank, is that like you don't know Jack? No, although know Jack is still a fun game when people come over. No, Death Bank was a two-player game. It was um uh it's not, it wasn't a collaborative game, but just it was an overhead game, kind of like all those games that are out now, like Raid Shadow Legends and games like that, where it's overhead top and you have different members. You had Deathspank and his companion, and that was the name of him. And like you tried to get the thong of virtue, like it, it was hilarious. He was an idiot, but he was a superhero. It was just, yeah, it was hilarious. So like the force kind of gestures. Yeah, I'm very interested in that, man. Very interested in that mullet baby. Thank you for dropping by. I know we don't always get to see as often, but just letting you know, it's always a pleasure when you come by. So thank you for stopping by. All right, guys, get those last minute questions in, and I will start heading to end the show. So get those last questions in. If you hear the term S ring or S band by the end of the year into 2021, the gestures technology to work with, wow, in line with the new TV, smart home tech phones, that is so crazy. Wow, Mullet Baby. I might have to do a separate video on that. That is awesome news. That is so cool. That is so cool. Really, really interesting. Thank you for letting us know, man. I really appreciate that. That's awesome. Tech. Wow. So the ring will basically be used as your finger or as your writing tool. The only thing that I would say that kind of sucks about that is people still, I would say, write like a signature better with that. Definitely different, but the fact that it can work with your TV, like you can use it as a remote, and you can use it with your smart home as like a detection coming in. You can use it with everything. That is pretty interesting. That is pretty interesting. You have my attention, definitely. Whoa, that is really interesting. Cool. Mole Baby doesn't need to disclose who he is or what he works for, but let's just say he always has the inside track. Yeah. Longtime viewer of the channel. Just again, really appreciate it. That is crazy. Crazy. Um, yeah. All right, guys. Wow, that is an awesome way to end the show for the Galaxy S Ring or Galaxy S Band, whatever they name it. That is so awesome. All right, guys. Yeah. Again, I don't know if we have any more questions. Let me give you a preview of the videos we'll be having this week. We will be having the review on the Red Magic 5GS, or sorry, 5S, yeah, 5GS. That video will be coming out. My goal is to have how to set up, how to speed up, and how to make your battery life longer on the Tab S7 Plus, as well as hidden features for the Note 20. Also, how to put the Note 20 in baby mode, baby-proof mode, because that is something I had to do recently, and it is just, if you're a father or a mother, you need to know about baby-proof mode. You need to know. It's important. All right. Whoa, some super chat donations. Thank you guys so much. Loving my fold 2, waiting on the case. Thank you so much, Biggs. I really do appreciate that. Michael T, thank you so much for your super chat donation. Bravo. Thank you. I really appreciate that so much, guys. Again, I'll keep trying for you guys. And it's been fun to get back into the grind and the groove of everything. Working a laptop makes it a lot easier. Getting back into it is just what I'm really trying to get into for sure. What's the best phone you can buy under $275? You know, one really interesting one. I have not tested them out yet. I might have to review them down the line. But so for $349, I would say the Pixel 4a easily. Like, that's just a no-brainer. But one that I kind of thought was interesting, and let me see the price of it right now, is now it has a what do you call it version. It has a MediaTek processor, so I don't know how good this MediaTek processor is, but it's called the Blue 90 Pro. And the other specs it has: 4 gigs of RAM, 128 gigs storage, quad camera, 6.5 inch display. Pretty solid, and it's at $220. So that one is one I would take a look at if you must have it under $250. Again, for $350, the Pixel 4a would easily be my choice. But if not, this is a good one. It's an LCD. That's the only downside I would really say that kind of stands out to me. It's not an AMOLED. But it's the cheapest phone I've ever seen with wireless charging too. So first time this year that I saw one at that price. Someone tuned me on to it, so I might reach out to Blue and see about reviewing it. But yeah, very interested in it. Let's see. As long as it works on Sprint. Poco Phone 3X, it's $375, and it's great with 120 Hz. But if I'm not mistaken, does Poco X3 work in the US? It's $375 too. It's a little bit more money. But that's what I always, with the Poco phones, I heard they hadn't. I heard this one works better in the US, but not perfectly. So I'm just unsure, depending on what country you live in. Obviously, always plays a factor. She's finally transitioning from 2000 flip phone. Got it, got it. I will say, though, I typically recommend a Samsung for a person coming from a flip phone. I did this with my own father too. Um, Samsung has something called easy mode or simple mode. And what it is it's a very simplified version. They can't really mess it up kind of home screen. It's the skin on top of it, but it's really very simplified. It has like your your quick dials and all that kind of stuff, like very simplified version. And like my dad would not know what to do with a regular smartphone. He would mess up the home screen, all this kind of stuff. But with easy mode, he got very easy with his phone. I forget what his phone was. His phone was like the J series. I think he got like a J7 or something like that on T-Mobile. But yeah. Hey buddy, long time no see. I have received my Note 20 Ultra. You made any videos on how and what settings you need to do for the phone? Take full advantage? Yes, I did. It's called how to speed up and save battery life, I think. But yes, on the Note 20 Ultra. It's on our playlist on my homepage on YouTube. I hate the S Pen side. Yeah, they had to move it to the left because the camera had to be on the right. So that's why they moved it. Luca, you saying the Poco X3 does work on... That's the one thing I didn't... that was the one thing that I did not know if it did work in the US well or not. So I will look more into that. It says you can get that phone for $279. I think you said $379. So that might be a very interesting one to look at too, for sure. I hate Xiaomi's skins, but yeah, that's one thing about it. Okay, which Samsung for under 300? I don't know off the top of my head. Let me check. Let's see. A71. I think that's going to be too much. Yeah, that's in the 300. So A51. Okay, oops. Ooh, that's a renewed version. Okay, so you can definitely get an A31, right? But, so here's the first one for the A31. So A31 for $249 brand new. But if you're okay with getting a renewed version, so that was one that was basically, refurbished basically. That one, oh no, wait. I swear I saw one for cheaper than that. Oh, never mind. It's just an unlocked version. Okay, we got an unlocked one for $277.99, and that's an A51. So the A51 would be the best one. Should I upgrade my S10 to the S20 FE? I think that would be a decent upgrade overall in terms of processing power. In terms of camera, it's kind of a wash, to be honest. The video quality will be better for sure. But yeah, the photo quality might not be as standout, I would say. Check on Prime Day, I'm sure. Oh yeah, if you can actually, what Warren said, wait for Prime Day. If you wait for Prime Day, you're gonna get some really amazing deals for under 300. And again, I will post all the sales for that day for Prime Day. So definitely wait for Prime Day if you can. That one is going to be a really big sale day. I remember what phone was it that I got? I think I got the Razer phone for like under 300 or something like that. Like there was so many good deals on Prime Day for phones. So yeah, I would wait for Prime Day actually. That's a really good point, Warren. I hate them too. I flashed to a ROM. Uh, well, you say they're easily flashed to ROM. I will say that I had a real problem with, was it Xiaomi? Which one had the Note 9? I think that was Xiaomi. I did not like their flashing process. It was a lot weirder than I expected. Um, Mine is seen outside of my house. Wait, what was it? I haven't taken it out of my house yet. Oh, the Fold? Yeah. People are scared to leave their house with it for sure. Do you know any car mounts that can utilize fast charge capability? Had one that automatically wrapped around the Note 10 Plus. Um, the main, I think I have my car chargers. If you look at our affiliate page for Amazon, I have a whole store of all the products that I use. I will make sure to update that with the last one I just got. I just got one 2 weeks ago, actually, that is a PD charger and a quick charger. So it's like you can fast charge two devices, no problem. So I'll put that on I'll put that on there. But that one is probably the best one I've seen for sure. We'll wait for Prime Day. Thanks, guys. Yeah, for sure. Huawei is difficult to flash because Snapdragon and Xiaomi's popular phones are very easy. Oh, so here's the thing about the Xiaomi. The one I used was MediaTek. It was a MediaTek version of the Xiaomi. So that's why I think it was more difficult because everything I found was for Snapdragon, where the one that I had was MediaTek. And yes, I felt like a failure because I wasn't able to do it right. I'm super excited for the One UI 3.0 beta for S20, though apparently it's not available. It'll be available this week. A lot of people are liking that. I have not gotten a chance to check it out because I don't have an S20. So yeah. Does anyone make a wide stand-up wireless charger device for the Z Fold 2? Even one for a tablet? One. Um. I'm just curious about something. Oh, I disconnected it. Sorry, hold on. Let me reconnect this bad boy and test something out. It can wirelessly charge in tablet mode. It kind of tilts a little bit because of my case, but this one totally wirelessly charges it. Now I'm holding it because I'm very afraid of it, but yeah, it totally wirelessly charges it. This is a dual one from Samsung from a couple years ago. So yeah, and it does the full 18 watt fast charge on, or no, 15 watt I think on this one. I think the newer one did the 18 watt. All right, guys, we will call that a show. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for the inside information, Mullet Baby. I will definitely probably do a separate video on that. Yeah. All right. Thank you guys again so much for watching. This has been RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy.